Hey, it's Jordan, and in this special back issue review, we'll be taking a look at Universal War One by Dennis Badram. Now, in our last back issue review, we looked at Northlanders, which was 200 pages for $10. This is kind of the opposite, but it's worth it. Universal War One is a 6-issue miniseries, and each issue carries a $5.99 cover price. It's also in 2 hardcovers, and each hardcover carries a $24.99 cover price. However, you can find them online. I actually bought the 2 last issues online for like $3 a piece, so don't be too weary of the cover price. For one thing, each issue is oversized, 40 some odd pages, none of them rads. So you are getting more for your dollar. Also, each issue is quite dense. Whatever your standard comic takes you to read, double or triple it for this book. Very wordy, but in a good way, and it's just a lot of information to take in. So I'm going to attempt to give you a basic summary of the book. And like I said, it's quite dense, so bear with me. Alright, the year's 2098, and the International Space Station is about to turn 100 years old. Man has expanded deep into the solar system. They've colonized Mars and the Moon, and they call them Earth 2 and Earth 3. Recently, relations have become increasingly strained between the Earth-based military and the off-planet colonization industrial companies. Now, our story focuses on the Purgatory Squadron, a group of soldiers and scientists who have been disgraced in the military and are awaiting their court-martial. However, they're being able to redeem themselves in this Purgatory Squadron by going on suicide missions. And then one day came the wall. Just days before the 100th anniversary of the International Space Station, a huge black wall shows up in space between Saturn and Uranus. From Earth, it blocks out a third of the stars from the sky in that direction, and Purgatory Squadron is sent to investigate. Now, to even try to explain anything past that would start to give away some of the really deep aspects of the story, and it's awesome, so I don't want to do that for you. But let me just tell you a few things to whet your appetite about this comic. For one, it has splendid characterization. Each character has a backstory, fears, hopes, motivations, secrets, and ambitions. Every single member of Purgatory Squadron is a three-dimensional character. Through flashbacks, we get to see how they became the people they are today, and through the story, we get to see how those people will shape the future of mankind. If that makes you think of the storytelling techniques of the TV show Lost, you're not alone. But believe me, this is no Lost ripoff. While the comic was released here in the US in 2008 and 2009, it was actually first published at the turn of the century in France. Dennis Badram, I hope I'm saying that right, the writer and illustrator of the comic, has carefully constructed a intricate, interesting, moving, and beautiful comic for us, the reader. When it comes to the art, Badram's style is very straightforward, a very nothing-but-the-facts style of penciling. But when the story mandates, Badram lets loose with the full power of his inker's pen, such as in this splash page right here. And as you can see from this splash page and the image right on the other side, Badram tends to stick with one range of the color spectrum, the reds, the greens, the blues, at a time, and really just glean as much as he can from that spectrum. Here, for instance, we have a very green piece of work. And here's another beautiful splash page that really showcases some of the blues that he uses. Now, like I said, I don't want to give away too much of the story. You should really read it for yourself. But I will let you know that this story does involve and focuses heavily on time travel and paradox. And if you've seen the most recent season of Lost, you'll have a vague idea of how time travel in this universe works. Now, if you hear time travel and think Back to the Future and messy, convoluted paradox and impossibilities and stuff like that, don't worry, because while this does deal with those issues, it does it in a very mature way. Each and every plot twist and other facet of the story fits together like a puzzle. You can tell that Badram really thought this story through. I reread it over the weekend, and I was still surprised at how well some of the more intricate elements of the story fit together. So here's the bottom line. You should really check out this comic. If you love time travel, space travel, Lost, Watchmen, or just well-crafted stories in general, this story is for you. I bought 2 of the issues off of eBay, so they're not that hard to come by, and you can get it for cheaper than the cover price there. Oh, and one final note if you do decide to buy this comic. For some odd reason, Marvel decided to split it into 2 volumes, if you will. The first 3 issues as Universal War 1, and the last 3 issues as Universal War 1 Revelations. So if you see them online and they have different names, or if they're listed 1 through 6, or 1 through 3, and another 1 through 3, don't be alarmed. They are 6 separate comics, and they flow right in a row. It's one story. So that's it for this special back issue review. I'll see you later this week for my regular weekly reviews.